Okay, Tevin Robertson, you were his coach at Moosai?
Coach at Moosai, teacher at St. Benedict's, coach at Forgenie, coach at St. Benedict's.
Could you tell me something about him as a player, as a person?
Firstly, as a person, Tevin was, to some, you would come across as timid and shy, but on the sporting field, he was very competitive. Right? A lot of people are unaware that he also played football. Right? He thought that he could have played basketball too, but I did not share that with you. As a cricketer, you would hear everybody say that he had so much potential. I think he was gifted. When he came to me as a 14-year-old, he was a left-hand spin bowler.
Right.
Left-hand spin bowler. And I remember school closed for July, closed on vacation. I didn't see him for the entire vacation. And when school reopened in September, he apparently had a sudden growth spurt. And I told him, I said, listen, that's it with you and the spinner. We need to start working harder now. Because you're going to be bowling fast.
Okay.
So he had to put in the extra work. And the first year, he made the transition from spin to pace. So he was still bowling the two in between. And then the year following year, strictly fast bowling. And he could always bat. He always had a batsman. He could also wicket keep. He's a total all-rounder.
Okay. Was he intimidated at all by the change from spin to pace, or he took it
No,
in
because
stride?
as a sports person, he had that competitive spirit. So he would always take on the challenge. Even when he came out on the under-19 team, straight from under-19 team, he was included in the national trials with the senior players, and he was never intimidated by having to bowl at guys like Rendell Simmons and Darren Bravo and those guys who play for West Indies.
Okay. As a batsman, you say he could also bat?
I always thought that he had that batting ability. He scored a couple half centuries for his school. He scored a half century for the reserve team now at Forgenie. I thought that he probably didn't take his batting as seriously as he could, because he saw his main thing as being a fast bowler.
Okay. So you say you would have coached Tevin for how many years?
When Tevin died, he was 20. 14, 6 years.
6 years, okay. So when you work with players over this period of time, I assume you build a kind of bond with them?
It happens. Sometimes, inadvertently, it's not always a conscious thing, but it happens. It gets to the point where sometimes the parents, these boys would be with me for hours on hours during the day, and these parents wouldn't even call to find out what's going on with their child, because they know that the child with Mr. Forgenie.
That's admirable. Do you have children of your own?
I have 2 kids. I have a girl that is 2.5 years old, a daughter is 2.5 years old, and a son that is about 5 hours old. Which I'm looking forward to visiting this evening.
Okay, well, I will take that as a hint. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Forgenie.
You are most welcome.
It was nice.